Good morning. We're live from Desert Adventures in Arizona, out in the Ironwood Forest National Monument. I almost forgot where I live there. See, I forgot my hat this morning. I don't know, maybe I should wear this one. What do you think? How's this look? Oh, my head disappeared. Okay, maybe not that one. Anyway, I was over at Ron Darrell's chat this morning and almost forgot I had my own live going. So thank you everyone for being here. Appreciate it. Happy Monday. Hope you're doing well. Let me see who came in here. We have Sandra from Hawkins Family Adventure. She just stopped in before she has to go to work. Hope you have a wonderful day. Jolly Matilda's got stomach issues this morning, so we'll keep her in our thoughts. Hopefully she feels better soon. We have Claymere here. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. And we have the famous Bree from TGIF. She was in here for a little while. I think she's out working. She jumped on the quad to head out. There's Timmy Ray. Good morning, Timmy. Thanks for joining us. And appreciate the Ron raid. Diane posted my link over there on Ron's live. So thank you everyone for coming in. I really appreciate it. And we have Cookie here. Cookie has been driving this morning and he's driving and listening. So hopefully your day goes well. Yeah, there goes Bree. And of course, I had to say, can we go too? But then she said, it's work. It's a 4-letter word. Oh, yeah. Well, thanks for working, Bree. We appreciate it. And there's Ron Darrell. Good morning, Ron. Thanks for being here. I had a good time on Ron's live stream last night. A little bit late for me, but I catch them every once in a while. And they're usually a good time. We have some good conversations. So Ron Darrell Adventures, if you haven't checked out his live streams, he does one every night. And it's at 9:30 Mountain Standard Time here in Arizona. So be sure to check it out. And then make sure you subscribe to his channel. He's sends out notifications and he puts a thumbnail up so you can see when he goes live. We have Sandy here. Good morning, Sandy. Thank you very much for being here. And the famous Ava Potterfield and Friends is here. Thanks for the shout out, Ava. Enjoyed the coffee chat this morning with you guys. Hopefully everybody's got their coffee. I'm on about my 6th cup, but I don't think it's possible to have too much coffee. Let's see who else we have. We have KT Spirit. Good morning. Good morning. And Diane Phoenix, the famous moderator. Thanks, Diane, for being a moderator. I really appreciate it. And it sure is nice to have good moderators to kind of keep an eye on things. And what the moderators do for us is they watch the chat, and any spam that comes in or any comments, they give warnings, and they'll kick people out if they need to be kicked out. So thanks, moderators, for hanging out. So there was a joke. I guess Bree put her britches on backwards this morning, and Ron's given her some tips on that. And of course, she turned them around. Bree's funny. She's putting out content now too. TGIF is her channel name. So be sure to check her out. She does a lot of, lives up in the Northwest. She does a lot of chasing waterfalls. Everybody's saying hello. There's Kenny. Ford Man is here. Thanks, Kenny. Appreciate the share out. My friend, Kenny's also got a great channel and does a lot of taste testing. He had some health challenges, which he made it through in good shape. And then we have the small town tourists up in just north of us. They're up in the Mesa area. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it very much. Did you like that invisible hat? Yeah, that's so I have a green screen, as you could probably guess, and this is a green hat. So I'm composing my Halloween costume, and it may entail some of this green material. You'll just have to hang around and find out. And we have Carl here. Carl's my neighbor right across the road there. Thanks, Carl, for stopping in. Carl was just showing me a knife that he found at his mom's over in Texas, I think she's at. And it's an old one from looks like an M1 rifle. So he's going to try to restore that. And that'll be interesting to see. Carl's one of those neighbors that you can always count on. We help each other out when they go on vacation. We watch their property. They have about, I think, 30 acres across the road there. And when we take off in the RV, then Carl and his wife watch our property, water our plants and things like that, and just kind of pull security for us. So we always appreciate good neighbors, and thanks, Carl, for doing that. We have Brene here. Good morning, fairy dust. Sweep the wild winds. Good morning. Good morning. Early trouble raid. So if Ron Darrell's adventures, the word on his live streams is trouble. And so that's the reason that fairy dust makes that comment. And we have Debbie here. Good morning, Debbie F. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, KT Spirit is going to do a little research on green screen. So KT, I have a drapes. It's like a green drapes behind me. And I'll lift this up, and behind it is the door to the room. And so if you use StreamYard, you can put up this like this picture behind me, set it to green screen, and it'll display it as a picture, and you can change that every time. So it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun to do. I enjoy doing it. There's Ron's channel, so be sure to check him out. Like I said, he does live streams at night at 9:30 my time, and then he does pop-ups. And then Brene has got some coffee going. That's good. She Devil Adventures this year. I was watching her video the other day. She's doing some repairs on her travel trailer. So it's good to see that. And she was pointing out that, in a travel trailer, when you're trying to remove something for repair, it's pretty tight quarters. And so it takes a little while to get things done. And you just have to be perseverant. Looks like Diane has got up to number 4. I think I'm about there too, Diane. Oh, yeah. That must be, yeah, that's TGIF. That's Bree's channel. Thank you, Brene, for posting that. You lost Granny's drawers? Old coffee grinders. I like that old stuff, KT Spirit. You can't beat the old stuff. They just don't make them like that anymore. Medusa with all them snakes you're collecting there, Steve. Yeah. We haven't seen any. We're coming up on October, and the rattlesnakes are going to start getting more active as the weather cools off. So we'll be seeing more of them, I'm sure. Carl says you're welcome. We appreciate your help too. So, we live out here in the Ironwood Forest National Monument. The view out the back door is that Ragged Top Mountain right there. And we have a square mile of land out here that's privately owned inside the monument, which is 129,000 acres. And so, since we're so far from town and we're kind of closed in out here inside the monument, we take care of each other. And Carl and Shauna, his wife, are great people, and we're really happy that we know them. KT, you better find that drawer there. We have Michael and Bella's Travel. Good morning, Michael and Bella's Travel Channel. Good morning. Thank you for coming in today. I'm going to write your channel down so I can come over and visit Michael and Bella's Travel Channel. If one of the moderators can go out and look for their channel, go ahead and post the link there. Thank you, folks, for coming in. Appreciate it. Tommy's channel, that's She Devil Adventures. Good, good. Yep. Keep posting channels. That's great. Thank you for doing that, Brene. So KT Spirit says there's stuff to do. There is stuff to everything in my mother's house, and I must be the only one who knows where they go to. Yeah. Small Town Tourist says, I went snake hunting this week in Bulldog Canyon, saw a nice diamondback and a Gila monster. Those Gila monsters are cool, aren't they? I love them. Actually had one get into our garage, and I had to coach him out of there and close the door. We had a cold snap at the time, and he wanted to find a warm spot. Okay, Ron's heading out. Thanks, Ron, for the raid. Appreciate it very much. You have a great day. Okay, thank you, Diane. There's Michael and Bella's channel. You're very welcome. We're all about that here, helping to support each other. And so Oki, my wife and I have a lot of critters out here on our property, and I want to share one with you. She was out walking around and found this the day before yesterday. Check this little guy out. This is what we call a horny toad. It's a baby horned toad. He was cruising around out in the yard, so we thought we would show him to you. There's a quarter for size reference. He's a little tiny guy. Okay, we're gonna go let him go. Isn't that cute? That guy was about the size of a quarter. It's a horned toad. And when we were growing up, we used to call them horny toads because they look like a little dinosaur running around. You could see the spikes on the back of his neck and the spikes all over that they use for protection. And we've seen it twice now. It's living in a wood pile out back there. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I put a short out. And we have Rob and Jan here. Thank you for coming in. I think they're getting ready to head across the border here, I saw this morning, going to M22 there. That'll be fun. Oh, forgot to grab glasses and we're driving. Man, may not take. No worries. No worries, guys. We're just glad glad you're here. I really appreciate the support. Yeah, those little guys are fun, and those toads are not aggressive at all. You can grab them and pick them up and hold them, and they try to get away from you, but they certainly don't bite or anything. All right, so I appreciate all the members that have joined the channel. I'm going to run a little thank you video for my members, and I appreciate every one of you and all of those that subscribe. I'm up to 1,370 subscribers now. Really appreciate that, and appreciate every one of you. Thank you. Thank you again, members. Appreciate you very much. I'm considering a member's gift, and one thing that I learned recently, I think we were up in IKEA. You know, everybody's got a cell phone, and when you're watching it, you have to hold it. Sometimes it's kind of nice to have a holder for it that you can set your cell phone on and watch it and set it however you want it for orientation, and then maybe have a thinner cut for a smaller cell phone or an iPad. And so I made a couple of these based on the one I purchased, and I'm thinking about, for my channel members, of making one of these for my channel members that stick around for 3 months, and put my sticker on there and then send this to them. I would have to have some information from you on the size of your phone. Like if you use a case, that cut has to be thicker. If you don't use a case, then I make the cut a lot thinner so the phone sticks in there. So I don't know what you guys think, but that's something I'm kicking around here for my channel members that stick around for 3 months or longer. That would be my thank you to them. So in Manitoba now, still heading east and then south. Okay. You guys are going to have fun. Oh yeah. Yeah. They'll pee on you for sure. Yeah. Phone case has a kickstand. Yeah. Mine did too until I broke it off. Oh, we have Joy Blessed Life here. Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate it. She helps Kenny do some editing with his videos. So thanks very much for being here. I'm ready for a drink of water. Do you guys drink water when you get up in the morning? I started doing it years ago. As soon as I get up, Tracy is here. Good morning. Thanks for joining us, Tracy. Appreciate it very much. Now, drinking water has health benefits, and I'll bet you Tracy Cole could tell us some of that, but I want to share with you 5 benefits of drinking water first thing in the morning. So I'm going to share my screen here and go to a website real quick. Share screen. I'm going to go to a Chrome tab and share. Here we go. This is a Life Source Water Systems tab here, and it talks about 5 benefits to drinking water first thing in the morning. Something I do every morning. Drinking water on an empty stomach provides health benefits, staying hydrated. We all know that. It's also great for your skin, your metabolism, your energy levels. Drinking 16 ounces of water upon waking up can contribute to noticeable and welcome changes to your body. So it increases your energy level. Now, I'm 66 years old. I'm getting, old and ancient, and I'm noticing that if I don't drink enough water, especially in the morning, my energy is not where it should be. So it increases our red blood cell counts, increases the oxygen that we receive to the brain. So you can start your morning off right by starting your morning off with water instead of coffee or tea. Now, I drink water first. So I drink a big glass of water like this, and then I wait a few minutes, and then I start drinking the coffee. It boosts your metabolism, which is good. Helps you burn calories, et cetera, helps ease aches and pains. And so, I have some arthritis in my knees and my back, and I notice that when I stay hydrated, that helps a lot with lubricating and cushioning joints. Helps remove acid waste that can build up in the body. Water helps with chronic headaches. And so we have, grandkids that don't drink enough water, and we usually find out when they get up and they're off and running in the morning, and then you hear them complaining about headaches later on. It's usually because they didn't drink enough water. Typically, headaches are caused by unintentional dehydration. So think about that. Think about that sentence right there. See if I can get down there. Unintentional dehydration. Of course, it can be electrolyte imbalances, things like that. Okay, it helps with your complexion. This is number 4. Radiant skin. I could use a little more radiant skin, I think. It helps fight toxins, flushes harmful toxins from your body. When you urinate and sweat, you're ridding the body of toxins that build up in your system. Now, I think this is important. We have to drink a lot of water down here in the desert, especially in the summertime. But I thought I would share that with you. We have to remind our grandkids and our daughter all the time, are you drinking water? You got to drink a lot of water. Yes, caffeine is a diuretic. It sure is. KT, I drink water or seltzer. That's good. Okay, Joy Bless Life does all Kenny's editing. He's gotten better with getting the clips to me. Yeah, it's good for doing that. Carl says, I have water in my coffee. Now, Carl, you're a health guy. Ha, ha, ha. I know you're over there being healthy all the time. Lots of water. It can also cause other side effects. Yeah, I think you can drink too much water. Joy Blessed Life is saying hello. Okay, Diane, thank you for stopping in. Appreciate it very much. You have a great day. Thanks, Carl. Appreciate it. KT Spirits heading out. All right, thank you. Thank you, KT, for stopping in. Appreciate it. Sandra saying hello. I have another video to share here. Let's see which one we got here. So, you know, when I get ready to go out in the desert, I have to clean the vehicle up. And it's a lot of work to get that ready to go. So I invite my brothers over to help me. What do you think of that one? I use Filmora to make that. That's 3 versions of me. Just something fun to do. Hubby's telling me to hydrate as you're talking. Yep. Yeah, it's easy to forget to drink water for sure. In Joy Blessed Life, I enjoy you guys when you're out. They go to a lot of car shows and walking around looking at different cars where they live. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. I've got one more if you'll indulge me for a minute. This is the hippie clone at Big Red. That's another one I did. That was the first one that I did. So I'm learning how to use Filmora for editing videos. There's Joy and Donnie's channel. Thank you, Brene, for posting that. Appreciate that. More coffee, need more coffee. Let's see what else we have here. I think we'll check the weather here. Hey, Siri, what's the weather here?
It's currently clear and 70 degrees. Expect cloudy skies starting in the evening. Then partly cloudy skies starting tonight. Today's high will be 100 degrees, and the low will be 68 degrees.
Well, it's going to be 100 here today. You know, it starts off at 70 in the morning. So we open the house up, which is nice to get fresh air. But 100-degree weather makes it a little more difficult. Yeah, you're correct. You have to mask that, and you have to be careful where you stand when you're filming those. Tracy's learning some more about Femora as well. There's a lot of videos on YouTube, Tracy, that I've been watching. One of them is Daniel Batal, who does some really good videos on using Femora. There are many others. There's Fairy Dust's channel. She's doing some videos on Quartzsite last year, and I enjoyed watching those. That was one that we went to Box Fan D's Quartzsite meetup up there, and we had a great time, and it's fun to relive that. So we live out here in the Ironwood Forest National Monument, as I mentioned, and it's a unique place. Even though it's a monument, it's okay for flying a drone because it's also a military operations area. So sometimes we see military helicopters and airplanes doing low-level training out here. And so Ragged Top back there is a mountain that I really love. And I took the drone up there and flew it around there. And this is what I got. You like that? It's pretty cool. That's my favorite part of this monument out here is the Ragged Top Mountain. It really stands out, and it's just beautiful up there. There are bighorn sheep that live up there. You don't see them very often. You see droppings all over the place, but there's about 100 of them that live out here in the monument. So there's Rob and Jan's channel. Yeah, the slow-mo is really nice. And then it's epic out here. There's just love it to death out here. When I was working, I stumbled across this private area out here, private land out here inside the monument. And I was working for the electric co-op and was out here helping one of our customers and came across this property that we live on out here. We have 5 acres. And I walked it, fell in love with it, found out it was for sale. We bought it back in 2004 and then had a small house built out here. And we just love it out here. There's Jane. Hi, Jane. Thanks for coming in. Watching from Vancouver Island. Appreciate that, Jane, very much. Hope you're doing well. I was out with the drone filming, watching a farmer plow his fields here a couple weeks ago, and had the drone up in the air, and I had this hawk flash across the screen. Some of you have seen this. But I brought the drone back and then looked at the footage, and this is what I found. Isn't that cool? So that's really super slow mo. That's one frame at a time. I brought the drone back because I saw this bird flash in front of the drone. And I thought, whoa, there's a bird getting ready to attack me here. And so I started backing the drone up and just continued filming. And you could see the farmer's field in the background. I was out there recording. And it turns out this is a Swainson's hawk. My neighbor is a bird very knowledgeable on birds. Her name's Karen. So I asked her, what kind of hawk is this? She said it's a Swainson's hawk. And what they do is they hang around the fields out there. When the farmers are plowing, they'll actually eat the grasshoppers and whatever rodents come out as part of the plowing process. And one day she said she saw about 100 of them out over those fields out there. So it was really cool to see that and watch that. Let me get back to the chat here. No, I didn't do a short on that. It, a short, you have to be up in the, this orientation for a short. So it didn't make a short, but I wanted to share it with you guys. Yeah, it's a pretty cool shot. That's one of my favorites. Jane says she wants to be in the USA. Is it getting cool up there now, Jane? I think we're coming up on October. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Yeah, Debbie, I thought he was going to grab the drone. He was definitely interested because he was following. And I asked my friend Karen across the road there, the bird lady, I call her, if they're aggressive. And she said, no, they're not, because they'll fly together. Many of them will fly together, especially over these fields. Central Vancouver Island. Come visit. We have a 30 amp and Wi-Fi. There you go. Anybody wants to head up there, check out Jane's place. Glad you're here, Jane. Haven't seen you in a little while. So we're coming up on, let's see, this is the 19th of September. Wow, September's flying by. As part of where we live out here, we have all kinds of critters. And guess what? We have tarantulas also. What'd you think of that? We don't see them very often. They're out here. They usually come out at night. That was right outside the front door of the house. And we always take advantage of checking them out. Now, they're not aggressive, so they don't sting, they don't bite. Road trip, pit stop. Those are important. Got to check your boots before you put your feet in them. Yep. Also in Baja, we check for scorpions. Yeah, Tracy, we have a lot of scorpions out here, and I have been stung. They are not fun, and they don't like being stepped on. Yeah, I know it looks like a pincher on the back end. I don't think it is. I think if they do bite, you can actually pick scorpions up and hold them in your hand. I don't do that, but there are people who do. Their jaws, they'll bite with their jaws if they need to protect themselves. Jane says she was traveling 13,000 miles. Wow. That's right. You got a new trailer. I remember you saying that. You have solar. That's good. So you were doing some boondocking, Jane. That's good. That's what I prefer is doing boondocking. Parks are good when you need electric and you need hookups, but I prefer boondocking myself. Everybody saying hello. Now, after my live today, is another live, and that's I'm having a brain fart here. They're not in the chat today, but Roy and Becky's Travels. I found it. Roy and Becky's Travels is coming up live here at 10 o'clock this morning, I think. So be sure to check them out. We had a chance to hang out with them up there in Flagstaff. We went up there and did some boondocking with them. And this is the area that we were camped in. So that's up in the Flagstaff area in the National Forest. And we were hanging out with Roy and Becky's Travels. Had a great time with them. They just recently got Starlink. And so they're happy about that. It's working out really well for them. So they can live stream. They live stream every morning at 10 o'clock Arizona time. And they're on Starlink. So they can pretty much go anywhere without having to worry about telephone connection. Get back to the chat. Yeah, M22 is going on. So Tracy says we're at M22 in a campground. Yeah, and campgrounds are good. I know when we're traveling cross country, we'll pop into the campground to dump tanks, and sometimes you just need a hot shower and in a day or two to recover in a campground. So Tracy's asking, they're still there. Yes, they are. They're still up there, up in the forest there. And I think they're going to start heading down towards Quartzsite. CR View is going to be meeting up with them. CR View is work camping up in Colorado. Tim and Gracie and Crystal are going to start heading down the 1st of October. They're going to meet up with Roy and Becky. And then from that point, a few days later, they're going to start heading to Quartzsite. And they're planning on spending the winter in the Quartzsite area in the long-term visitor center, long-term visitor camping area, LTVA area. So can you take your start? Yes, as a matter of fact, I did that, Jane. I took it off the house. I'm using Starlink right now. Took it off the house, threw it in the RV. I did a video on it and took it up there and set it up and actually used it. I did a live stream and then shared it with Roy and Becky. And they did a couple of live streams with it also. The nice thing about Starlink is, you have a Wi-Fi as part of the whole system, and you can share it with others in the campground. And that's what we did. And that's what a lot of nomads are doing that have Starlink. Oh, Happy Place Camping is here. Good morning, Felix. Good to see you. Thank you very much for joining us. Oh, we had a Boondockers welcome. I'll bet that would work really well at Boondocker sites there with Starlink, and that's kind of an extra added bonus, isn't it? That you can jump on some good internet, and the bandwidth is really good. So I have grandkids, and they have their devices, and they're over here streaming all the time, and we're watching Netflix on TV. There are cartoons that they like, and there's plenty of bandwidth with Starlink. So, oh, okay. So Tracy says Jane Christian has a hooked up here at the campsite. That's good. 30 hours of driving. Wow, that's a lot of driving. Ava's listening and working. Thank you, Ava. Appreciate it. Ava Potterfield has a couple of channels. One new channel that she has is Ava's Mediations. And what she does is one thing that I really enjoy is she plays the Indian flute. And she shows moon pictures with the flute music in the background and then some bird chirping in there. And it's very relaxing video, especially at night when you're getting ready to go to bed and go to sleep. I put it on and turn it on my phone and just let it run. And it's a great way to relax. So Ava's Mediations is the name of that channel. Everybody's saying hello. Happy Place Camping. Now, Felix started a cooking channel. It's called Happy Place Cooking, and she does some interesting, easy recipes, especially for nomads that are out there running around, stuff that is easy to fix that you don't need a lot of ingredients for. So stop by and check her out. Ava, you're here. Good morning. Yeah, I was up late on Ron Darrell's live last night. And then we have a 14-year-old chocolate lab that, is he down here? No, he's not here. I closed him out. That has to go potty at night. So he comes walking in to the bedroom at 2:00 this morning and to go out and go potty. So I was up at 2 this morning. Yeah, that's great. Working on the road while you're boondocking. Now, in my video, Roy helped me figure out how much power you need for the Starlink. And we found that it runs about 20 to 60 watts of power to run it. So if you're going to run it while you're boondocking, obviously you got to run it off a Jackery or your batteries on your rig. And so, you have to be mindful of the energy that you need to run. And then I shut mine off at night when we weren't using it, and it worked great. You're welcome, Felix. You're very welcome. Yeah, those are great videos. If you check out Ava's mediations. KT Spirit says it doesn't take me long to tell if someone gave me decaf. uh, all right, so hanging out with Roy and Becky. Again, they're having a live here coming up in an hour. Roy does a lot of cooking over the campfire, and he cooks some beans and ham hocks for us. Boy, that was delicious. Very good, delicious. Yeah, it's one of those things you can't beat a meal over a campfire. While we were up there, oh, joy bless life. Yeah, it was yummy for sure. While we were up there, I crossed the road. There was a large meadow, and because we had to be in kind of an open area, yeah, it was yummy. We had to be up in an open area to get a good Starlink signal. There was a big meadow across the road there, so I took my drone out there and flew around that meadow. Isn't that beautiful? I just loved it up there. We had a great time hanging out with Roy and Becky. And that's up in the National Forest up there in the Flagstaff, Arizona area. And they got a lot of rain up there. In the time that we were up there, it rained a number of times. And of course, everything greens up nicely. And we had a great time with them. Jane, that is in northern Arizona and Flagstaff area. So if you familiar with Flagstaff, that's north of Phoenix, up in the mountains. It's about 7,000 foot elevation. kind of pines are those? I think those, I don't know if they're ponderosa. I'm not sure. I'm not a tree guy. I'm not sure. Roy could tell us though if he was here. Jane, that's up in the Flagstaff area, north of Phoenix. It's about, we're down north of Tucson, which is in the southern part of the state. Then we have Phoenix to the north of us, which is about 2 hours north. Flagstaff is about 4 hours north of us. So straight north in Arizona. And it's a nice thing about Arizona is you have the desert down here. And in a few hours, you can be up in the trees where it's nice and cool. Okay, so Happy Place Camping said they camped up in that area a couple of years ago. Yeah, it is really pretty. Jane says they went to Grand Canyon and the Four Corners. Yeah. I made it to Grand Canyon just as the COVID was kicking off and everything was closed, but Oki and I were able to walk around on the overlooks and kind of check things out. What area do you live in Arizona? So we're northwest of Tucson. We're inside the Ironwood Forest National Monument. It's 129,000 acres of BLM land, and we own 5 acres out here. So if you think of, most everybody knows where Phoenix is, which is the big city, capital of Arizona. We're south of Phoenix and northwest of Tucson, and the little town is called Marana. Oh, Blue Ridge Mountains, that's a beautiful area. 5,200 feet elevation. Michael and Bella said lived in Kingman back in the 70s. Kingman's a nice little town. Oh, Felix says we were there. We're talking Grand Canyon when it first closed during the Big C2. So wonder we didn't run across each other. Well, we may have. we were only there for a couple hours, and we were on the way up to Iowa, actually, northeast Iowa, to see my sister, Tanya. And we stopped in there to check it out. AT Spirit says, I'm only 300 feet above sea level. Oh, yeah, Apache Junction is a neat little town. A lot of towns here in Arizona date back to the 1800s, 17, 1800s, and they were old Western towns. And quite a few of them were offshoots from mining, old mining towns. In this area where we live, there was a lot of mining out there. If you look at those mountains over there, those are the Silver Bell Mountains. And on the other side of the Silver Bells, there is a Silver Bell mine, and they bring copper out of there. So a lot of mining here, and that's where a lot of these towns sprung up from. Yeah, 52, 56, 55. It's all about the same, yeah. All right, folks, we're coming up on an hour here, so thank you. Appreciate everybody being here. I hope you enjoyed yourself, but please understand that I appreciate every one of you spending part of your Monday morning with us here. Jane says, we live 3 feet above sea level. Yeah, you're on that island, right? We want to visit Kingman and finish Route 66. Yeah, that's a nice area up there. There's also another little town called Oatman, which is on Route 66. You can actually walk around that town, and there are burros that walk around there, and you can feed them carrots. They'll actually sell you carrots to feed them. So thank you, Felix. Appreciate you being here. Get back to work. All right, I'm going to run my outro, folks. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate your support. and we will see you next time.